I'm going to speak real quick on Mammon. Jesus said you cannot serve two masters. Either you will love the one or hate the other. Most translations define Mammon as money. This is due to money answering nearly all of our needs. Mammon is the intent of one's motive that derives from their heart. More times than others, people's motives in persuasion is for money. However, there are many other means of persuasion. The number one motive to life's madness is to harmoniously navigate through the world, and money grants us access to that. The love of money is the root to all evil because the intent of one's motive that derives from their heart is survival, and money allows you to live without worry or fear. Well, that's what most people think until they have it. If your heart is controlled by the love of money or a relationship or your children or your business, then your master is Mammon. The intent of your motive that derives from your heart is after Mammon, not God. You can be a pastor preaching a message of love or prosperity or deliverance, and the intent of your motive that derives from your heart could be fueled from a childhood wound that taints the intention of the message. Maybe you grew up poor and now you're rich and you're preaching about prosperity only, but Jesus never preached about prosperity. Maybe you grew up without companionship and now all you preach is solely on marriage and love and relationships, but Jesus never preached on marriage and relationships. I know this sounds controversial, but hear me out. Jesus never preached born again, the blood, the cross, demonic deliverance, etc. The one and only message he preached was to change the way you think, for his Father's kingdom is here. In order for his Father's kingdom to arrive, he had to die. In order for his Father's kingdom to rise, he had to rise again. There are no demons in heaven. Wherever Jesus is, the atmosphere of heaven is. Therefore, demons had to be casted out because there's no demons in heaven. The blind had to see because there's no blindness in heaven. The deaf now hear, the lame now walk, the mute now speak, and the dead rise again, because those are not synonymous in heaven. Love is automatic, for his Father is love. Therefore, the atmosphere of his Father's kingdom being where he is automatically is manifested. He spoke one time about being born again and we make a doctrine on it. Yet the very thing he spoke of day and night and commanded us to preach, we never preach. This is why Mammon is present in our churches and in our messages, because the idiosyncrasies in our own lives, the wounds on our souls, and the sins of our fathers, they contort our messages. But the kingdom of God is pure in motive. In a kingdom, we as citizens, we own nothing. We're simply stewards. And how can one be arrogant about God's kingdom? Did not Paul say, if he will boast in the Lord? I think a great interpretation of Mammon is yourself. You cannot serve God and your own heart's intents and wants. Think about it.